20 different low-effort business ideas were laid out in front of me. I ranked all of them by one thing only: how much money they actually put in your pocket for how little work you put in. 10 of them didn't make the cut. These 10 did. No app to build, no inventory to design, no viral idea required. Just unattractive, overlooked operations that quietly outperform almost everything people consider real business. Stick around till the end, because the very last one isn't even a business. It's the single filter that separates the 10 winners you're about to see from the 10 that got cut. Let's rank them. If this is your first time here, I'm David. I spend my time studying how regular people with no head start and no connections actually end up wealthy. And it's rarely the exciting idea. It's almost always the idea sitting in plain sight that nobody bothered picking up. For each business below, you'll get the real cost to start it, what it can realistically pay out, and the exact reason almost nobody competes for it. Number 10, portable restroom rentals. Out of everything on this list, this is the one people are most embarrassed to even mention owning, which is exactly the point. Current industry estimates put the global portable toilet rental market somewhere in the low $20 billion range for 2026, with several forecasts tracking it past $30 billion within the decade. The reason is simple. Construction sites, festivals, and outdoor events are legally required to have them, and almost nobody dreams of owning the units that make that happen. You buy the equipment once, place it on a rotating rental contract, run a scheduled cleaning route, and collect a fee every single time a unit is in use. You're never selling the product. You're renting out something nobody else wants to touch, and that alone keeps the competition thin. Number 9, vending machines. Forget the clunky coin slot machines from 20 years ago. Today's units take cards, run on screens, and can be checked remotely from a phone. Drop one into an office, a gym floor, or a factory break room, and it can quietly clear $300 to $1,000 a month in pure profit. The product barely matters here. The location is everything. One operator scaled to 50 machines on a contracted restocking route and, by most accounts, hasn't personally refilled a single one in years. What he actually built wasn't a snack business. It was 50 tiny rent checks coming from corners nobody else thought to charge for. Number 8, and it stacks directly on top of the last one. Running your own ATM network sounds like something reserved for banks. It isn't. Buy the machines. Place them anywhere cash moves fast. Bars, laundromats, small markets, and collect a fee on every single withdrawal. A well-placed unit can net somewhere between $1,000 and $3,000 a month. You're not selling a product or serving a customer face-to-face. You're solving a small, invisible inconvenience. Someone needing cash in a spot that doesn't have any, and getting paid every time that happens. The detail most people skip. A location that already hosts your vending machine will usually take the ATM too, turning one spot into 2 separate income streams without adding extra work. Number 7, bookkeeping for small businesses. This one trades machines for paperwork, and paperwork, done consistently, pays extremely well. Nearly every small business owner in the country needs their books kept current, and almost none of them enjoy doing it themselves. That's why they'll pay somewhere between $500 and $1,500 a month to hand it off entirely. 10 clients at $1,000 each is $10,000 a month, run from a laptop with no office and no staff. The global accounting services market is on track to push well past $600 billion in the coming years, and independent bookkeepers ride that same growth curve. You don't need a certification to serve a business that just wants its receipts organized, not a full audit. What you're actually selling is relief. The relief of handing off a task the owner has been avoiding for months. Number 6, pest control. Nobody wants to think about cockroaches, but cockroaches have never once cared about that. Recent estimates place the global pest control market above $25 billion, with steady climbs projected into the mid-30s over the next several years. What makes this one different is automatic recurrence. Sign a monthly maintenance contract with a restaurant or an office building, and it renews itself, because no business owner wants to gamble a health inspection on a pest problem. Most services require you to chase the client and make the case. Pest control flips that. The client comes looking for you and pays whatever you ask because the alternative is far more expensive. Number 5, the coin laundromat. Of every business on this list, this one has been studied the most, and the 2026 numbers back it up. The U.S. laundromat industry sits above $7 billion a year, with net margins commonly landing between 20 and 35%, according to recent industry analyses. Here's the number that stands out. A large share of laundromats are still open 5 years after launch, a survival rate almost no restaurant can match. People will always need clean clothes, And that demand doesn't shift with the economy or with new technology. A growing slice of laundromat income now comes from what surrounds the machines. Vending, an ATM in the corner, free Wi-Fi that keeps customers seated longer. Without ever planning it that way, one laundromat quietly becomes 3 or 4 small businesses stacked under a single roof. Number 4, self-storage. Notice how many storage facilities keep appearing in every city you drive through? The US self-storage market is worth well over $47 billion in 2026, spread across more than 50,000 facilities, and the share of American households renting at least one unit climbed from about 11% in 2022 to above 13% recently, according to the Self-Storage Association. Homes keep shrinking while what people own keeps growing. This business doesn't really sell square footage. It sells the fix for a problem modern living quietly manufactures on its own. And here's the part most people never notice. The fastest growing customer segment isn't families between homes. It's small e-commerce sellers using these units as makeshift warehouses instead of paying for full commercial space. Number 3, parking lots in high-demand areas. Ask any serious investor and they'll tell you this is the single most boring business on the list, and that's exactly the appeal. A well-positioned lot in a business district can bring in $10,000 to $30,000 a month with almost nothing to manage. Run 5 small lots across a commercial area, and you're looking at roughly $600,000 a year, largely hands-off. No inventory, no product, no customer service to perform. Just an empty rectangle of land in the right spot, earning money purely off its address. Location can't be copied the way an idea can. Whoever claims the right corner first keeps that edge permanently. Number 2, and this one flips the whole conversation, because it's not about which business, it's about how you acquire one. Most people assume building from scratch is the only path to ownership. But buying a boring, already running operation, a laundromat, a cleaning route, a pest control book of clients, skips the riskiest stretch of any new venture, the months where you don't yet know if it'll work. Walker Diebel, who wrote Buy Then Build, makes the case that acquiring a business with proven cash flow is typically faster and less risky than starting from zero. Businesses with recurring revenue tend to sell for 3 to 5 times annual income versus just 1 or 2 times for businesses built on one-off sales. Every single business on this list, the toilets, the machines, the lots, can also be bought fully built instead of started from nothing. And here's number 1. The filter I told you to hold on to from the very start. It isn't a business at all. It's the single test that decides whether any of the previous 9 are actually worth your time. The gap between building real wealth and never building it has nothing to do with which business you pick. It comes down to one question. Does it pay you once, or does it pay you every single month? Sell a popsicle. You earn once. Own the popsicle cart and rent it out, and you earn every month without selling anything yourself. That exact structure is hiding inside the laundromat, the storage unit, the pest contract, and the ATM you just saw. The customer pays, walks away, and comes back next month to pay again, without you ever having to resell them. Morgan Housel wrote in, same as ever, that people chronically underestimate the power of small, consistent things because they're too busy chasing excitement. Not one of these 10 ideas is brilliant. Every one of them is consistent. So next time an idea crosses your desk, run it through that one filter first. Does it pay once, or does it pay every month? That single question quietly eliminates most of what people chase and leaves you only with what actually compounds. If any of these 10 changed how you see boring, tap that like button. It puts this in front of more people exactly like you. Subscribe if you want more of this kind of breakdown. And tell me in the comments which of these 10 you'd actually start first. I read every single one. I'm David, and I'll catch you in the next one.